What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's on a great day. I want to first start off by thanking all you guys subscribed to my channel. This is your first time watching my videos. Do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button for me. It's cold out here. I'm in the garage and it's like 20 some degrees. It's the coldest it's ever been in Houston since like over 100 years. The last time it was this cold, it was like 1890, something like that. It's something crazy. Anyways, the car is in the garage. I just pulled it in here from outside. It's been sitting outside all night and it is ice. The whole car is iced. Look at this. It's got ice cubes. All right. Yes, there's ice in the driveway. Ice everywhere. It's most of this snow has melted from yesterday. So today I'm doing this for you guys. A lot of guys have been asking, what wheel speakers do I have on the Highlander? How do I install them? How do I make sure they don't fall off? I'm going to answer all these questions for you guys today. So wheel speakers get they get a bad rap for being really dangerous. You shouldn't install them. That's all false, guys. That's not going to happen. If it does happen, it's because you installed them incorrectly. Okay, wheel spacers are pretty safe as long as you get the right ones and you install them correctly. Nothing will ever happen. Okay, your tires will need to be replaced before anything actually happens. Anyway, today I'm going to show you guys how to do it correctly and which ones I installed on my Highlander and how to do it safe and correctly. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of before and a little bit of the day after and why maybe you guys might want to do them. It does give you a reason why I chose to do it is because it gives you a wider track and a wider stance. And as you can tell right here, you see how the wheel and tire fit flush with the fender. Without the spacer, you would be sucking the wheel and tire in a little bit further. I have 1-inch spacers and it makes a big difference. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spacers off on one side, show you how it looks like without them, and then I'll show you what it looks like with them. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and jack the car up, and I'm going to show you which ones I have on and how to install them. Alright guys, once you get the wheel off, you want to make sure you want to go get yourself a wire brush like so, and then you're going to want to clean the surface of the rotor here where the hub is, the wheel spacer is going to sit flush onto. And what you want to do this for is because you want to make sure that the wheel spacer that you get sits nice and clean and even on the hub of the rotor. You don't want it to sit crooked or off-centered because then that would cause issues. You want to make sure this is nice and clean and there's no rust and there's nothing that's going to cause this to not sit flush. So this is the wheel spacer that I have on my car. These are 1-inch wheel spacers. You measure the thickness of the spacer. This is 1 inch and it is a hub-centric wheel spacer, which is what you want to get. You don't ever want to get lug-centric. You want to get hub-centric. What hub-centric is the wheel spacer is going to sit nice and even on the hub here, nice and perfectly and nice and flush. You don't want to ever want to get lug centric. Then that way, this would never sit even. So on this Toyota Highlander, it uses a 60. This is a 60.1 millimeter center bore right here, and this is what this is. This is a 60.1 center bore wheel spacer. The lug pattern for the Toyota Highlander are 5 by 4.5. So you want to make sure that your wheel spacer is also a 5 by 4.5 or a 5 by 114.3. Same thing. So once you get your surface nice and clean, you can go ahead and mount your spacer on there. Grab the lug nuts that come with your kit and put those in here. And you're going to want to make sure that the studs of your spacer or the you also want to make sure that the studs of the car do not go past the spacer, or else your wheel will not sit flush. See how the lug studs are sitting inside and are not sticking past the spacer. If these lug studs were sticking past the spacer, the studs would make contact with the wheel and the wheel would never tighten flush onto the spacer. And that is when issues start happening. That is when wheels fall off. So on this one, you can never go any smaller than a 1-inch spacer. If you get like a 3/4 inch spacer, the studs would definitely be sticking past the spacer and it would never work. So minimum 1-inch wheel spacer. You can get 1.5 inches. 1.5 would stick the wheel actually past the fender. The 1-inch spacer actually makes it sit perfectly even with the fender. I'm gonna show you guys, I left that wheel spacer off on the driver front, on the passenger front here, to kind of show you guys how much further the wheel and tires stick in. See how much of a gap there is on top. You can tell by the fender and the wheel. It's sucked in quite a bit more than, let's take a look at the driver's side. See how the driver's side sits nice and flush? That gets it a nice, perfect stand. Look at that. It's nice and even. Even the back one looks nice and even. And we look over the passenger side again, and we are sucked in. Look at that. It just doesn't look good. It just looks like it's sucked in. So that's where that 1-inch wheel spacer comes in handy. It sticks the wheel out just enough to give you a wider track, and gives you, actually I think honestly gives you a little bit better handling also, because it's going to give you the vehicle a little bit of a wider stance, and wider is always better. So all we got to do now is go ahead and grab our lug nuts that came from the kit, and we're going to tighten these down to the manufacturer specs, which it says 76 foot-pounds. So we're going to finger tighten all these first, then we go ahead and tighten them down with the torque wrench. Put our wheel on. Go ahead and lower the vehicle. We can kind of see how much of a difference that looks. Guys, I got the Highlander pulled out in the driveway. Show you guys the wheel spaces out a little bit better. Kind of show you guys a little bit better view here of what they look like spaced out. So you guys own a Highlander, you guys know how much of a difference this looks compared to yours. But the stance is like right on. It's perfect with the lowering springs, and the spacers just give it that wide, aggressive look. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna link out these products down below. If you're interested in these wheel spacers, I'm gonna put them down below where you can get them. I got mine off Amazon. They were around like 70, 80 bucks. Really cheap, not bad for all four. You guys have any questions, put in the comments down below. I'll try to get you guys as soon as I can. And like always, guys, we'll see you guys on the next one.